All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and continue on to experiment number 2. This is a simple circuit with resistance number 3. So we're going to use resistor number 3. Again, you're going to draw this diagram on your worksheet on Canvas. I will check it, and then we're going to wire the circuit board. To wire the circuit board for experiment number 3, we're using resistor number 3. So we're also going to use a red wire straight to R3. We're going to use a black wire from R3 to ground. Okay, so the next step here is we switch on the board. My board is already on. And then we're going to use our meter to measure the voltage at R3. My meter is still set at volts, so I'll measure my voltage at R3. And we have 10.08 volts. Okay, so we got 10.08 volts at R3. Using your multimeter, measure the amps coming out of R3. Now to measure amps, it's a little tricky. What we need to do is the meter is going to become part of the circuit. So what we can do is we're going to move our red test lead to the 10 amp port. Okay, and then we have to rotate our selector to the 10 amp option. And then in this case, we're going to completely remove the black wire. This is how I'm going to teach this method today. Completely remove the black wire. And remember, we want to complete the path for R3. So the path for R3 will go from the power source through our first wire into R3, out of R3, and then out of R3, we're going to go into our red test lead. Through the meter is going to measure the current, and then I'm going to complete the circuit by putting our black test lead into the power source here, the negative side of the power source, and that's showing us 0.49 amps. Okay, so right now that's how much current is running through that circuit. The next step is to calculate the value. So we know the voltage, we know the amperage. Now we can calculate how many ohms this R3 resistor has. That completes experiment number 2.